Hello, I'm probably riding my bike. Spring is finally here, and it feels pretty amazing, especially with all these beautiful flowers everywhere. They used to come in succession with the mountain azaleas first, then the magnolias and the forsythia and the cherry blossoms. But now they just all come at the same time, much earlier in the year. Spring seems to come faster and faster every year. Every year the flowers remind me that I'm getting older. So what better way to celebrate my 40th birthday than with a group bike ride? Actually, the first group bike ride I've organised. I've organised plenty of group rides with small groups of friends, but this is my first community ride. Breaking out of my large group social anxiety. Usually I find large groups of people a little uncomfortable, but this is different. People are here to ride bikes. We've got something in common. And people are here for me, I guess. I've been thinking about organising one for a while, and I thought my 40th birthday was a good reason to celebrate. I hadn't organised it yet because I was wondering, what if nobody comes? Or what if too many people come? And then I just thought about it more. And if no one comes, I'm still going for a bike ride by myself. And if lots of people come, that's going to be pretty fun anyway. I've been on plenty of group rides with others, and they've been some amazing experiences, like with monthly bike packing in Korea, and with Wood Village Cycles in Tokyo, and their night cruising ride was one of the best rides I've done. Running across Tokyo at night with 30 to 40 people. So I thought I'd better give back to the community, and hopefully some people joining this ride have just as good memories as I do about this. We started off at one of my favourite cafes, Always August, in Samgakji in Yongsan. It's a beautiful day with glorious weather and a great turnout already. Although when we set off I wasn't sure if everyone was going to follow me. Everyone was too polite to get started at the front. I split the ride into two sections to make it more accessible to people. So the first is a flat ride to the river, along the river to HBC Coffee. And the second half is a bit more of a climb, ending up at the top of Namsan, which is the best place to see cherry blossoms.
Worried there in the beginning, nobody was going to follow you.
That's like, you're just going to stay here and drink coffee?
Yes.
If you want to see another video of this ride, I think Tire Dance will have one soon. Tire Dance. I didn't sleep that well the night before. I had like the nervous excitement you have before Christmas as a kid, whether Father Christmas is going to come or not. I was kind of nervous because I wasn't sure how many people would come, and I want to make sure that everyone has a good time. And then I started catastrophizing. What if someone gets hurt or someone dies falling off their bike bombing down Namsan, and then their parents sue me? But if you catastrophize everything, you get nothing done. Those fears were quickly allayed when I arrived at the cafe. Of course, most people I meet through bikes are super awesome and friendly and kind. I put out an open invitation on YouTube and Instagram for anyone who wanted to come. Doesn't matter what kind of bike you have. I just wanted an inclusive fun ride for anyone who likes riding around the city. In the end, probably the total across the day were about 50 riders, which is amazing. And quite a variety of people as well, not just middle-aged men in their 40s. Some younger and some older, and people from all over the world. North America, China, Cambodia, Europe, Russia, Australia, New Zealand, and of course, being in Korea, lots of Koreans too. Sorry if I missed any off the list. We had quite a range of bikes as well, from Rivendell's and Crusts and Sklars to the Dalangi city bikes as well. You'll see some of the nice bikes later on when we stop at the next cafe. It was awesome to look back and see a big group of people behind me riding through the alleyways and back streets of Seoul. Everyone looking happy and loving riding their bikes around together. I've met some of the best people through bikes and having this channel. And I hope that some people made some new friends on this ride too. I thought a few people had already known each other, they were getting on so well, but actually they just met that day. So I hope they can meet up again. Yeah, because they have a nice outdoor space to meet.
I was kind of hoping you would bring your Rivendell.
Yeah. I had some stuff to carry, but
Alright. It's Easter stuff?
next time, yeah.
It's Easter now, right?
Yeah, it's Easter today.
I always forget. It's no one celebrated there.
No, not really. Just people go to church, but that's about it. Look at all these legends. We made it down to the safety of the Han River bike path. And leading the front of the group ride can get a bit lonely at times. So I made sure to go back and catch up with people along the way. Because everyone knows their way to HBC Coffee, our next destination. Keep going. Technically on the bike path and roads you're meant to stay on the far right of the lane to let others pass. But I think it's nice when you're riding your bike to be next to someone and have a chat rather than just riding in silence one behind the other. A few people got a bit annoyed with us, I think, taking up the bike path. I apologise to them, but the actual speed limit is 20 kilometres an hour, so if you're passing us, you're breaking the rules. So technically, we're both breaking the rules. We can move on and forget about that. It was great to take a break from leading the ride and get to know new people and catch up with some of my friends as well. Onwards to HBC Coffee. 회사에서 한국어 해? 돼요? drop it in Scott. I said, call back in 18 and drop it in Korea. And then he messaged me saying, do you want to buy my... It's super nice, it's really premium cargo light. We made it to HPC Coffee, where there are a few more waiting to join the ride. Oh, 안녕. This ride was actually on Easter Sunday, hence the Easter Bunny and Easter eggs. And my little special guests help hand them out. But first, the most awkward song there is, the Happy Birthday song. Usually I just stand there awkwardly, but I thought I'd go with a thumbs up this time. Really happy to celebrate with old and new friends. Last few years I never really did anything for my birthday. I kind of kept it quiet and didn't tell anyone. And then last year my wife organised a little surprise party for me, and I actually quite liked it. So I went even bigger this year. And here's a little chance to check out the bikes around on the ride. Let me know in the comments which one's your favourite, or if there's any you want to know more about. A refreshing iced Americano. It was warm enough to start the iced coffee season today. Time to get ready to go. We'll get the Easter Bunny safely strapped down in place with a little help from a tiny friend. And before we leave, a photo opportunity. Always need a group photo on a big ride like this. Korean's photo organisation is always on another level. Everyone gets in the right place and it's always a good photo. When my wife and I go on holiday, we always make sure we ask a Korean to take our photo. A younger Korean anyway, they usually take the best photos.
찍습니다. 계속 찍을게요. 감사합니다.
Time to start the second stage of the ride. This time we're back on the Han River and then following the stream Cheonggyecheon into the city centre. And then the big climb up Namsan. Might not be big to some, but to a lot of us it's a big climb anyway. This time everyone was a bit quicker to follow me and get started on the ride. I called this the Young 40 ride. In Korea, Young 40 describes someone who is 40 but still young at heart. I thought it was kind of me, a positive thing in the beginning, but actually it's kind of a little bit derogatory towards people who can't grow up, or people who are still dressing young, but their version of young in brands that are a bit outdated. But I thought it'd be a funny name for my ride. And I still feel young anyway. I had mixed feelings about turning 40. I didn't really like it that much. I disliked it more than I expected. Usually my birthday passes without much care, but this time, this milestone felt a bit strange. When I was younger, I thought 40 seemed quite old, and everyone seemed like they had their lives together and they knew what they were doing and they were super mature. And I'm not really sure whether I'm there where I thought I might be when I'm 40. So surprisingly to myself, I felt pretty low about it. And then I thought about it a bit longer, and I realised I'm actually doing alright. I'm living in a pretty amazing place where I can speak the language, have an amazing wife and 2 lovely kids, and a job I quite like too. And on top of that, I've got 50 people joining me on a bike ride that I've organised. So I'm not where I thought I'd be, but I never thought I would be living on the other side of the world with a family and a YouTube channel that's doing relatively well. And 50 people willing to come and ride bikes with me to drink coffee. That melancholic feeling is gone, and especially after this ride. And I was feeling on top of the world on this day. And now I'm just feeling back to normal. Not really old, just the same me. If you're a viewer older than me, I probably sound ridiculous, and you probably still think I'm quite young. And I loved that the people on this ride were as young as 20 and older than me too. In a lot of places, and certainly in Korea, people of different ages might not hang out socially like this, but I think that bikes bring people together. And I guess there's not just 50 of us on this ride, there's all of you watching as well. So thanks for joining along on this ride. I always enjoy the comments and the things people take and notice from the rides. There's a lot of things that people comment on that I didn't even think about. And on the ride, many others told me about the kind of things they watch my videos and the reasons they do. Many people find my videos calming, and some even use them to help put their babies to sleep. Others have said that my videos have helped give them the confidence to ride bikes, which is kind of the main reason I make them, is to make people realise it's not just racing. You can just ride a bike for your daily life and still enjoy it, go on mini adventures and quests. Some people watch for the food recommendations, because their food in Korea is pretty incredible. And others are here for the coffee and the cafes and the beautiful spaces and the different brewing methods that I use. And some of you are just interested in seeing Seoul. Many are here for the bike checks. There are so many people today, I didn't do any deep bike checks. But as I said before, if there's any you want to find out more about, I can get in touch and go for a ride with some of my friends, and do some good bike checks. And a new reason I haven't heard of why people watch my videos before is apparently a lot of BMX riders watch my videos to find any good spots for street riding for BMX, which I found super cool. Maybe I should do a whole video on BMX spots. Although I'll have to bring someone who can actually ride BMX with me. Maybe I could bring them in my cargo bike. We can go and cruise, look for some spots, and they can do the scary riding. Seoul was beginning to get pretty busy as we headed past Dongmyo Market further into the city centre. There was still a bike path, but not quite as wide and sociable as the Han River bike path. And there were, as always in this part, there's a lot of people walking on it. We turned off the Cheonggyecheon bike path and headed towards Namsan past Dongdaemun Design Plaza. This building designed by Zaha Hadid. Every single panel is custom made. I think it's quite an engineering feat. The original plan for this building was to become a global landmark for Seoul, but I don't think it really reached that status. I never stay on the main roads that long, and usually take some detours through the back alleys. These are the best ways to feel Seoul and its life. I love their bike paths, but to really experience the city, you gotta go adventurizing down the back streets. And from here, it was a slow incline up the hill, up towards Namsan. This is where some people decided to stop, which is completely fine. If you're not used to riding up hills, doing it for the first time in a big group can be daunting. There is actually a bike lane on this part, but it gets thinner further up, so I thought it'd be better for such a large group to stay on the road. We didn't do my birthday ride on my actual birthday because I wanted to do it on the peak of the cherry blossoms. And I looked at the forecast, and the cherry blossoms come earlier and earlier every year, but this Saturday looked like it was going to be the peak. And Namsan is my favourite place in Seoul to see them. There are more famous places, but they're full of too many people and too many cars right next to the tree roads. Namsan's the best because it only has buses and pedestrians, so you get a much better view. Most people looking pretty happy at the beginning of the climb. Let's see how happy they are further up. A few people messaged me before the ride to check how difficult it was to ride up Namsan.
not easy, but easier.
And I said the very beginning is the hardest part. So this part where we just start the Namsan road is pretty steep. But the guy in front is bombing up on his fixed gear. So if he can do it, anyone can. I said it gets easier later on, but some people told me it was difficult the whole way up. The only thing you really have to watch out for are the buses that fly past.
We'll stop at that bus stop up there. The first part's the hardest. And then the rest is kind of okay. Whew.
So it's still just the beginning, but I think we've made it past the hardest part. From here it's just a slow, steady climb. If anyone visiting Seoul wants to ride up Namsan, you head to the National Theatre, and then just past there is the road up to Namsan. And here the cherry blossoms are already beautiful. And I think the beauty can help you forget the difficulty. And anyway, if you found it hard, it's a good psychologically rich experience. I talked about those in my video, How to Be Happy. At first I thought the police had come to tell us off for having too many people riding up Namsan. That's just my paranoia. They just cruised past.
Then I remember we're in Korea.
We just dropped into the easiest gear and did a slow pedal up this glorious, beautiful mountain. Everyone went their own pace. Some people took it super slow. Some people sped up. Some people were back and forth. And here's a 20-year-old on a fixed gear versus a 40-year-old on a cargo bike. Both having an equal amount of fun. See you at the
Nice
top.
smell of the flowers. Your bike matches these flowers. Me too. Did you ride up here before? I think.
It's a great feeling getting to the top. And the climb's never as bad as you think. I don't think anyway.
Four people.
You get in the zone and your legs just keep going. I'm grateful for all these legends making it up to the top with me. Go and find some friends who are willing to ride up steep hills with you. I didn't have lunch plans, but we decided to find a restaurant and had a show of hands for people who are up for it. The majority were, so now it's time to find a restaurant that will take 20 people at short notice. Some spicy chicken stew and Korean fried chicken was the way to go. We had a bit more of a rest at the top before enjoying the glorious descent.
Marcus, will you go through Haebangchon?
I think we'll go through Huan. We'll meet to the bottom and then go together.
Okay, okay.
Usually when I ride up Namsan, I'm up here by myself. And there's another level of enjoyment bombing down a hill with friends and seeing how much fun they're having when they fly past you.
재밌지? 재밌지?
A glorious descent that's over before you know it. It feels like such a slog up, and it feels just like 10 seconds on the way down.
That's the best part.
I was over in like what 15 seconds.
Yeah. Or that goes Seoul and then down to
Oh yeah,
Huan.
yeah. Oh, this is Seoul. Okay.
Where's here? We'll go at the next light. The dog enjoyed it.
차 왜 타? 너무 많아.
재미없어. Cars. We just queue. Okay.
But we're not done yet, we're only halfway down the mountain. We've got some more descents down to fried chicken. I love the views from up here. I used to live up in this neighbourhood a few years ago and always enjoyed taking the bus home after work and taking in the views. They never got old. And they're even better by bike. A lot of people new to riding bikes, especially new to riding bikes in a hilly place like Seoul, are kind of put off by hills. But I think the more you do, the easier they get and the more enjoyable they are. Maybe find some friends to do it with first and go through the pain together. And then you'll be wanting to ride up hills and go through the pain. The fun is worth it. Trust me.
Yeah, keep going. always slowed down by cars. One way.
Usually my bike rides always involve food, but because there were so many people, I wasn't sure about planning food ahead. I get finished early enough for lunch, but I was starting to run out of energy. And all I could dream about was fried chicken. And we're not far away now. I don't eat that much fried chicken nowadays, not as much as I used to. And I even recently thought it might be the most overrated Korean food. But I think that's because I always been going to the fried chicken chains. I think if you go to an OG local independent place, it's way better. And we're heading to one now. It's actually owned by one of the riders who joined us in the first part of the ride. So it's good, nice to support a bicycle lover owned restaurant.
Here it is.
Here it is, it's Yongsan Tori, near Yongsan Station. And they kindly set up their outdoor seating for us and gave us the space to set up this beautiful bike pile. A well-deserved meal of spicy chicken stew and some absolutely glorious, super crispy Korean-style fried chicken. Some of the best I've had in Korea, in the world. Ending the ride with this kind of elevates the flavour because it was such a brilliant day. But it's generally good fried chicken. I would seriously recommend going here. I've been back a couple of times since. I loved sharing this meal with old friends and new friends I just met that day. And it was great to see how everyone was getting along and talking to new friends. And I hope anyone who joined the ride gets to go on some other rides with the people they met. That's the whole part of doing these. And I'm surely going to plan some more rides ahead in Seoul and elsewhere. Hope you can come along. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this ride. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.